Hello, Jacob here, with a Week 11 Minnesota Vikings preview. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So yeah, the Minnesota Vikings will be hosting the Dallas Cowboys this Sunday on Fox at 3:25 Central Time. So yeah, the Dallas Cowboys. Yikes, has that team exploded in phenomenally bad fashion. I mean, holy moly. Well, probably the first big thing, obviously, is no Dak Prescott, which definitely hurts them. And has hurt them because it sounds like they'll be going on their third or fourth different quarterback. And at this point, it sounds like it's going to be Andy Dalton that's going to be starting. But I also have to kind of read and see going into the last couple days in the final injury report, because it could also even be Ben DiNucci or who knows who else at this point. But I saw that play against the Giants, and oof, not good. Not good. And of course, Mike McCarthy rears his ugly head yet again. Yeah, I think the Packers fans can kind of tell you how that went. Yikes. But anyway, that's a whole different video in and of itself there. But yeah, so basically on paper, the Vikings should absolutely mop the floor against the Cowboys. Which means we'll probably end up losing in spectacular fashion because, well, Vikings. So yeah, obviously that's my first big point. Don't take the Cowboys lightly. Do not take them lightly. Because again, they're an NFL team just like the Vikings are, and they have played some pretty close games even with all the injuries they've had. Now, do I think our offense can really move the ball on these guys? Oh, hell yeah. Pretty much the run game should be ripe for the picking. They're like 31st, 30th, and like 32nd in like basically all the major categories. So it's set up for the Vikings to just run roughshod on their defense. But again, they still do have a couple of really big pass rushers in like DeMarcus Lawrence. And, I will say, Alden Smith has actually looked pretty good. Just not in coverage. But still, though, yeah, their defense has a lot of holes. So our offense can feast as long as we don't try to play outside of our script. Because, again, that's what won us the game against Chicago, even with all the special teams issues. Because, honestly, that's what scares the crap out of me the most this week for us. Our special team flaws coming back yet again. We just can't get rid of them, no matter who we have. But anyway, it's... let's see here. That 104-yard return for Cordero Patterson. The 2 blocked punts against Detroit. All those extra points missed. All the field goals that have been... Well, granted, pretty much seems like the kicking game over the last couple seasons is just really... But anyway. Yeah, that's the thing, though. And also, for the Vikings, again, just the way you've been playing these last couple weeks, keep it going. Don't overlook the Cowboys. Don't look ahead. Don't, look at this game. Because, again, as I've mentioned, and will continue to mention probably till my face turns as purple as this hat that I'm wearing, the Vikings have had a history of choking against lower, lesser opponents. Just look at the Falcons this year. We should have destroyed them. And then Kirk Cousins throws that interception, and it was game over from there. So, again, that's why, on paper, we should mow these guys over like a freshly cut lawn, because their defense hasn't stopped anybody this year. I mean, hell, just ask the Browns. You know, the only reason they beat the Falcons is because the Falcons forgot how to onside recover. You know, it's... So the Cowboys have a couple of wins that probably shouldn't be wins, but like I say, though, it's just... These type of games scare me. As a Vikings fan, they scare me just because, again, most Vikings fans know these are the teams you should absolutely destroy. And these are also the teams that we typically get destroyed by. So, basically, to wrap this up, obviously the offensive key would be just continue to do what you've been doing. Feed Cook enough, and who knows? The defense is ripe for Dalvin Cook to go off. Like Detroit Lions 2 weeks ago levels off this year. But also, don't do too much. Again, just like in the Lions, give what they'll give you. Just like in the Bears game. Take what they'll give you. Keep the defenses honest. Because that's when Kirk Cousins is at his best. Is when he can, run with Cook, get a few yards per play, dump down a little bit, get a few 5-8 yard completions, and then eventually unleash the horses that are Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. Because eventually the corners will bite just enough where Justin Jefferson and Thielen are just going to go, and when Kirk Cousins is on in that play action game, that's like a top 5 quarterback, Kirk Cousins. The dude can sling it. So, just keep to the script, keep moving the ball, and just for the love of God, guys, hang on to the ball. Because, again, that's what made that Bears game a lot closer than it should have been. Well, that and special teams, but again, I've rambled about that time and time again. So, but yeah. Now, over on the defense, again, slow down Zeke Elliott. CeeDee Lamb is another guy we have to watch out for. Amari Cooper is another guy we have to watch out for. But obviously, for those, at least 2 out of those 3 things, who's the quarterback going to be? Because if it was Dak Prescott, boy, then I'd be scared because of the mobility that Dak has. But now that Dak is out, and it also sounds like Andy Dalton might be coming back in, and he's still not quite right after the whole Washington football team John Bostic hit to his head, which still baffles me that he wasn't suspended for that. But anyway, that's a totally different subject. So yeah, defense, if we can get to the quarterback, slow down Zeke. That should be priority number 1. Slow down Zeke. Because if Zeke gets going and those receivers get cooking, we've had receivers have games against us, including Amari Cooper just last year, and Randall Cobb. But thankfully, Randall Cobb's no longer. To be fair, though, Randall Cobb has always had history against the Vikings. So yeah, the biggest thing, just stick with the game plan. Don't overlook the Cowboys. And let's get out of here with 4 in a row, because we have momentum going now. I think, finally found what makes this team go. And I know a lot of Vikings fans, myself included, kind of wanted this regime to be axed at the end of the year, but at this point, this might actually be some of the best coaching I've seen from the Vikings in a while. So, again, just keep it going, boys. Don't let up. Don't give an inch. Keep the momentum going. Keep what's been, working for us going. And just play within your team. Because honestly, this Cowboys team this year is at that level where as long as we can just execute our basic fundamentals, we have a shot. So, until we meet again, this is Jacob, and have a good day.